Host Ernie Johnson. Boston Celtics playing against the Charlotte Hornets. And for Charlotte,
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Except for this game today, I'm wearing my white headband. We're out here at home, so we can get another good game going. Let's go. Celtics life, yes, we are. Buckets. That's awesome. Ball. Oh, yeah. Splash.
The Hornets coming to an Eastern Conference contest in this game. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. Welcome, everyone, to the broadcast table. Chris Webber to my right, Greg Anthony to my left. I'm Kevin Hart, and we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the...
Well, guys, DJ has formally accepted his invitation to compete in the dunk contest during All-Star Weekend.
Ted Black being a dunk contest. That's crazy.
Real dunks he's put up this season.
I was 20th in the 20th in the ranking for the dunk contest, and apparently now I'm in it. That's weird.
Something special for the final round, guys.
Yeah, his hang time is incredible. I mean, he could just.
I didn't get somebody. They should have given me some accepted.
Knowing DJ, I'm guessing he'll try to jump over a DJ table or something.
So off the tip, it's Charlotte.
Funny.
And Chris, as the season gets going, a lot of players start having lengthy road trips. Just how hard is it to play on the tail end of, say, a 5,
blocked right away,
a 7-game trip?
It's terrible. You miss the comforts of home, sleeping in your own bed, eating your own food, your habits, being on the road. You just miss all the good things about home, your family, and things like that. But you have to love these trips. One, if you're a player, because they set up time for chemistry. It's the most time you get to spend with your teammates. You really get to bond and get to know who each other are. Secondly, it takes a toll on that team. It wears you down. It sets you up for failure when you come home. And what's great about that is every team has to go through it.
Right.
So this has to be the hardest league, the hardest schedule. And so it's tough, but you know that's what we do as players in this league. And so I love it because everyone does it. And I've always said it. Sports is so fair because it's unfair to us all. And that's an unfair part of the game. But you got to get through it. You got to battle it, and you got to get through it.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. They've got Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Kemba Walker, and it's Kuzminskas in at the 4.
That defense is as good as a block. I mean, what looks to be a layup turns into nothing.
Holiday, no one around him. Holiday with another miss.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
What are they doing?
Holiday.
Guys, I don't know why my player's doing this.
And it's Kidd-Gilchrist penetrating. Charlotte again missing.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 fall.
The Hornets have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. There's the feed to Howard. 5 to shoot. And here's Walker outside. No good on that one. So the Celtics will take it the other way. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this.
Again, what the
loss to them here last time.
Yeah, we saw no matter what they tried offensively, the opponent just had the answer.
In a big way. This was a blowout. The players, coaches, everyone is to blame.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Well, I like the decision-making. I mean, that's a shot you want to keep taking.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing. Those 2 things that he possesses.
Charlotte has gone 0 of 2 from deep here to end the drought, and he comes up with the deuce. Kidd-Gilchrist has got his first points in this one.
The breathtaking agility of Kid Gilchrist is on full display tonight. It's just remarkable how quickly he sprints down the open floor.
And it's sent back by Howard.
Well, he hasn't been very precise at all this game.
Holiday with it. He had 10 points in the win against Detroit. Kuzminski's in the corner. Off target from outside. Boston trailing. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Irving. Sent back by Howard.
No trespassing. Howard controlling the defense.
Got that one up quick.
Not a good start at all.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground.
Morris. No.
Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Something affected him on that shot, but it wasn't the defense.
From outside the arc. No good from Mr. Clutch.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Not a good start at all.
Right side Holiday. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. And a moment here to highlight some of the best and brightest from beyond the stripe. Kyrie Irving, number 1.
He is as automatic as they come from behind the arc. And that shooting ability makes him an option every trip down the floor.
Shot from 12. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
Oh, Walker is a confident player, never bashful at going to work down the side. But the book on Kemba Walker used to be that you could stay behind the screens, not work that hard, duck behind them, because he wasn't going to do anything special. Well, he's worked on that, and he's fixed it, and it's paid off. We've seen his field goal percentage fly up in recent years, and that also means his ankle breaker moves.
There's a three, got it.
You have to respect his jump shot, his ball handling, some of the best.
I'm up to 5 and my second steal of the night.
Matching up in transition, left a good shooter wide open.
It's Howard, top of the key. They set the pick. Pass to Walker. Shoots. Walker missing again. Celtics trail by 3. Out to Hayward.
Hayward a 3. Got it.
Hayward's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
That's just another one for Hayward. He's built up his body. Now he has the strength and endurance to score at will.
And Holiday kicks to Howard. Over Horford. So the whistle blows on the shot.
That was the foul.
The contact right there. And Chris, it's a players' league, and yet the official.
Was a good start for me at all.
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Tatum out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Mr. Clutch. And it's Yabusele in at the 5. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Holiday. Over Tatum. Got a hand on it. Let's go down to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mr. Clutch in their last game against the Heat was a man on a mission. He ended up with 53 points and was on point from
that one.
Making a lot of three-pointers. He put up great numbers in a terrific.
Not that at first.
It's not a game that anyone wanted to miss. And they'll be looking for a repeat.
Not that a second.
Kevin.
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
I mean, well, it should have taken all the energy out of him. It should have taken something out of him, Greg. I mean, he pushed the envelope in every way that night. He was unreal.
And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between three-pointers and two-pointers tonight for the Celtics.
And they've got really good balance here. I mean, the three-ball hadn't been the strongest weapon today for them, but I'd say keep the dose just about the same. Don't change the recipe. When you've got that open shot, you got to take it.
They set the pick. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. In the corner, Tatum with it. A baseline.
Tatum, no.
It's rebounded by Kid Gilchrist. Kid Gilchrist has got 6 rebounds in the game. And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. That is his first foul of the game.
Come on, man.
Double team on Holiday.
hasn't been able to
Wait,
sink
I'm playing right
anything,
now.
really. His team still leads, but it's unclear if he will find his game.
There's a foul.
By the time this one is.
For so long, the Hornets have been one of the most disciplined teams, Greg, in the NBA.
Yeah, you look at how this team takes care of the ball, and from the first guy to the last, it says something about how much pride they take in that. Minimizing turnovers goes a long way in terms of winning games. It's been a part of the basketball culture with the Hornets for quite some time.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
No, I like it that way.
Kevin themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
To the middle. Here's Mr. Clutch. Almost, but it rolls out. Charlotte leading by 10. Now here is
What am I to 7?
taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now, he averages about 9 points a game.
That's not a good game at all for
And
me.
finally, someone scores.
Yeah, this is low output for both teams. This is ugly.
What?
The defense is...
Yeah. Tata, keep the blue like that, though. Keep the blue like that.
having their way so far.
No.
Morris, a screen.
With a basket with it.
For Mr. Clutch. Mr. Clutch has got 9.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, look, when you're giving up that type of height, you use your quickness. It's just that simple. And it's also a matter of skill.
Kid Gilchrist against Morris. From deep, Walker. His 5th miss. Now 2 for 7 from the floor.
They haven't been able to count on his scoring tonight, but still, here they are in the lead.
A hand on it. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It goes on Jason Tatum.
And really, Walker takes the responsibility of being the leader for this team very seriously. Never afraid of making the big play.
Al Horford is checked in for Yabusele. And now the first timeout called here for Boston. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Away from home, you got to execute, and they did that flawlessly.
Yeah, and they also controlled the pace of the game for most of the night. Outstanding effort in a hostile environment.
Celtics trail by 12. A pass to Mr. Clutch. Morris, a screen. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Horford. Here's Mr. Clutch. He's covered by Kid Gilchrist.
Damn, my struggle potato.
To Rozier. Here's Mr. Clutch. He dishes it to Horford.
There we go.
Drops in the layup for 2.
You can't pass up a shot from such short range.
Hornets leading by 10. Howard setting the pick for Walker. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Lamb. And here is Kid Gilchrist. And that one drops for him. Kid Gilchrist has got his second bucket of the night. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Horford. Nice ball movement by Boston. Over to the wing.
Get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. Here's Rozier. Here's Mr. Clutch. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
Out to the right wing. Tatum passes to Mr. Clutch. Feeds it to Tatum. Here's Rozier. Good by Lamb. Just 5 to shoot. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Morris with the bucket.
When Morris gets it down in the paint, he's deadly, using his big arms to get these shots up and in.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And the story of that game was their terrific rhythm on the offensive end.
Well, it started with their energy. They played with a lot of it. And then on the other end, they look very comfortable getting their shots.
Kyrie Irving is checked in for Terry Rozier. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Kuzminskis is checked in. And when Marcus Morris gets a defender in a one-on-one situation, Greg, he feels the most at home.
And part of that might be from going up against his twin brother all the time when they were young. Marcus Morris has a great knack to find a shot he likes. Terrific with his mid-range.
Irving passes to Mr. Clutch. Out to Morris. Here's the teardrop, and that's 2 points on the layup. Morris has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Irving against Walker. Pass to Kuzminskis. And Walker kicks to Lamb. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Okay, I'm out.
Pretty tightly.
It's a terrible first half on my part.
Thanks, Kevin. Now, it's been said you're going to be in the dunk contest for the first time. So what can we expect to see from you?
Well, you know, David, I'm going to try and push the envelope and give the fans something they've never seen before. And me and some of the guys have been staying after practice trying new dunks, and once I perfect a few, I think it's really going to make for a great show. I'm excited to show the world what I can.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. You look at Mr. Clutch, he's really been playing well.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, right. I mean, the defense.
We have the lead. Good ball movement.
Too skilled, too driven this far.
On the court for Charlotte, we've got Kemba Walker. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Howard. And it's Holiday in at the 2. They set the pick. Howard, the pass to Kuzminskis. It's stolen by Morris. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Guys, with the Hornets' length and mobility at the 2 through 4 positions, the team switches a lot defensively. Coach Steve Clifford said, you have to deal with mismatches at times, but it makes defense simpler. Those guys, they're all big enough, strong enough, and competitive enough that they're going to battle. Kevin?
And having that kind of versatility on defense is huge. DA, thank you so much. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Morris. Shot clock at 6. Here's Mr. Clutch. The rebound by Holiday. Charlotte trailing. In the corner, it's Kidd-Gilchrist.
Gilchrist.
Gordon Hayward comes up with the rebound. Hayward's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Oh,
no
God, wow.
Another miss, and you have to wonder if this just isn't his night.
Walker against Irving. Keeps it alive. Horford with the rebound.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
The Celtics have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Screen by Howard. Walker dishes to Holiday. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
That's a big basket right there after misfiring on their first 4 attempts of the game.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Chris, during your playing days, you had a number of point guards that you developed an excellent rapport with. What do you feel is the most important part of being a successful point guard in the league?
You have to be a great leader to be a successful point guard in the league. You have to be open. You have to be tough on guys. You have to know guys' personality, and you have to be giving. You have to trust your guys. And I was blessed. I played with some really good point guards.
Here's Kuzminskis, covered by Morris. It's stolen by Morris. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Horford. Wasted no time on that one. Now it's a 5-point Celtic lead.
How about Horford there showing the jump shot? More of a set shot, really, but at his size, he can get it off.
Poke loose. And pushing it up. Here's Boston.
There we go.
And there's the basket on the shot from Mr. Clutch. Mr. Clutch has got 11.
And there isn't a lot that they're doing well right now defensively. They just seem to be disconnected defensively in the second.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. It's good.
Yeah.
The assist that time from Holiday. He's got 8.
He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Here's Mr. Clutch, guarded by Holiday. And again, it's Al Horford. And the Celtics lead by 6.
Well, everyone knows that Horford relishes any chance he gets down low.
And Holiday kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Down low. Celtics passing it around.
Kyrie a 3. Got it.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
I like how quick Irving shoots from beyond the arc. And when he's got a clean look, he lets it fly immediately.
And Walker kicks to Howard. And the pass to Kuzminskis. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Morris.
Throw it down, goes Mr. Clutch.
A wonderful assist.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says,
Timeout
thank
Hornets.
you very much, and sails in for the flush.
But it's surprising, Kev, to see so little urgency on the defensive side, especially with them losing this game right now.
Charlotte calls timeout.
Marcus Morris, he's a player who's never going to be a star when you look at the stats, but he brings a great amount to the team, usually the heart and soul of the team. He can score in a multitude of ways, inside and outside.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Tatum, he's checked in for Morris. Brown comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Smart subbed in for Irving. Here's the Celtics with the ball. They're on a 19-6.
There's a 3. Got it.
Good for Mr. Clutch. And see, Webb, as you mentioned,
They're
with
far,
Morris,
and they look
brings
at, like you get a fast start to probably get some open shots now.
Very much a glue
Might
guy
keep
that
sticking
is
to the game
needed for
plan tonight,
successful
though.
teams.
Well, yeah, Kevin, and I like the mentality that Morris brings to the game.
Walker, weird looking shot. That will go.
Defender one-on-one, keeps his teammates involved, holds.
I like that Mark Smart did not see me right open earlier.
Pass to Mr. Clutch.
There's a 3.
Good.
Got it.
Smart gets the assist. And that's now 19 points for Mr. Clutch.
Just increasing their advantage.
And the
right
lead's
now,
up to
they're in a
17
zone on both
at 2
ends.
straight
Oh,
threes.
that's why you see them flexing a little bit. They're feeling good about how they
And
dominate.
Walker
Got
blocked.
a piece of it. And up the court come the Celtics on the break.
I fouled and on the line.
Called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. 3 trips to the line so far for him in this one.
On the first.
And, you know, guys, he had a big game at the
Not
free
that
throw
second.
line in their last outing.
Monks checked in for Charlotte. Hornets trail by 19. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
My bad.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Mr.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Hey, Ronnie Hood's on this team. Man.
So it's Boston now. We've got Hayward. Mr. Clutch out there with Knox coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
First free throw.
Knocked down the first.
Dwight Howard's checked in for Monk.
Not that second.
Good for Mr. Clutch. Well, Chris, NBA players will go around to every arena at least once in a season. Does each arena have its own feel and look? And how does that impact players when they play on the floor?
Charlotte ball.
Depth perception from the basket to the last row. They've told me that every building feels different. Is that true?
Yeah, every building does feel different, but because every player is different, you know, it just depends on which guy and which arena.
And
you know,
good shot there.
Portland because it was dark in Portland and it felt warm in there. I don't know why. I mean, I can't really even explain that well, but yeah. I used to love playing in Portland. And I know some guys that have an arena that is bright or they just love getting there.
Shot, short.
Maybe they just love that city. So a lot of times, I tell you, you what arena I really loved, and it was the first time I went to Boston Garden, because I just sat and I stretched on the floor probably for the longest of any game, because I sat there and I touched the parquet floor and I got to look up at all the banners, and I, you know, kind of reading the banners there and who played
There's
there,
a three.
and they won, and trying to remember that team. And so there's some arenas that's just special because who's performed there, who's been there before you. And so every arena.
There's Rodney Hood for three. Nope.
Howell throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It goes on Jason Tatum.
It's a battle boxing, Howell. Too big, too strong.
Now Irving. They set the pick. And that's
Kyrie.
And the Celtics lead by 17.
Irving, just an exceptional score, so effortless. You got to appreciate his shooting.
Charlotte has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And a wide open look for Hood. And it's Hood again missing.
Well, perhaps he believes he'll be able to shoot himself out of this slump, but I don't see it. He needs to.
There we go. Wide open Tatum to the basket.
But not everything fell for him in that first half, and now it looks like they're beginning to hit their stride.
And there's a
whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. And that'll be his third foul so far. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Beverly with the ball. Screen by Howard. 6 to shoot. Hood can't get it to go.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is,
there's a three. Got it.
They can't afford to get lazy. How about
and it's a 22-point lead for the Celtics.
Beyond the arc here in the second half.
And Beverly kicks to Howard. There's the pick. And something we see now in the modern NBA, Chris, is that players will try and recruit other players.
Another three. Got it.
Almost leading up to free agency. How often do you think that happens now?
And we are now just
how is that, say, different
going away
from
with this
when
lead.
you play?
It's a lot different from when I played. I think guys wanted
Timeout.
to play together, but we did not recruit or try to play together with each other because of the way that the rules were in collective bargaining and because of the way the game was at that time. At that time, even if you had a friend that was your very close friend off the court, you wanted to beat him for bragging rights on the court. Back then, it was more of, can my team beat your team? Not can we play together. I tell you what, with friends that I had in the league at that time, that would have been pretty cool to play with some of my friends that I think were great players. But I just think it's just been a line in the sand. It's just changed. I think a lot of it's changed.
Blocked again.
Playing basketball at younger ages. Guys are playing and traveling the country and know each other from ages 10, 11, and 12. So they have honest, genuine friendships and really want to play together. And so I don't really think it's a problem. But it's interesting watching
24-second violation.
How all of this is developing. It definitely didn't happen in my day, and I'm just now, I won't say getting used to it, but I'm just now recognizing that, man, it's okay to play with your friends, I guess.
Over to the wing. Ojale passes to Mr. Clutch. Shoots from the elbow.
Ojale, no.
Shot by Ojale, no good. Hornets have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. Passes it to Cowan. The dish to Beverly. Hornets keep it alive.
They're really crashing the offensive glass, and it's paying off for him. He
Good
lives
shot
for these
there.
type of battles on the boards. It doesn't matter which end of the floor it is either.
Here's Mr.
They throwing it down.
That's just outstanding awareness from Irving right there. Remarkable at finding his guys when they're wide open.
Well, Hornets have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Burks in the corner. And the 3 off target.
Rebound by Mr. Clutch.
Boston's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Pass to Yabusele. There's Mr. Clutch. There's the pass to Ojale. They set the screen. In the corner, it's Hayward. Fires from
Hayward, too strong.
It's rebounded by Charlotte. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Beverly against Irving. And Beverly kicks to Burks. Dishes it to Beverly. Shot off the screen.
Beverly, no.
They get it again.
Head back and wait.
On the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Now a timeout called by Boston. And we know this league is enjoying great success. The Players Union going into last season created a program, Chris, to fund health insurance for all retired players with 3 or more years of service.
Well, I'm proud of our Players Union. I hope that other sports take lead.
Back on, my bad.
You know, you take care of those that come before you. That's one thing in the NBA we always know, and the players will always respect. That's why it was a unanimous vote by the Players Association. It definitely was a proud moment. I'm proud of my NBA brothers.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Morris. 11 feet out, and he hits it.
When Morris gets free from mid-range, he's very effective. Love seeing him getting it going from there.
Kicks it to Monk. The feed now to Walker. Pass to Monk. Kid Gilchrist against Hayward. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Howard. Monk, no one around him. That 3 off the mark.
If he'd been even halfway decent today, the score would be a lot different, but you can't get anything to fall.
Here's Mr. Clutch, and it's sent back by Howard. And he recovers it. It's stolen by Monk. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Puts it up from 15, and Charlotte again with the bucket.
Man, you see the improvement in that mid-range by Monk. He really wants to be a knockdown threat from all 3 levels on the floor.
To the inside, and it's sent back by Howard. And the whistle
lays it out.
A shooting foul. Great defensive effort there with the blocked shot, but he got more than just the ball that time. Free throws coming up right now. Chris, as we all know, you grew up in the Detroit area. It's a town that has seen glory days and hard times. Talk about what it means to you to come from Detroit and what you see in the future for the Motor City.
Well, it means everything to me to be a Detroiter. I think that's what made me successful in my career, is that I took on the heart of the city and the fact that it's a hard-hat town, a blue-collar town that you have to earn.
And I throw it down and one.
Wish positive for the future, and so it's been great coming from there, and it's hard times.
And I knocked out a free throw.
We're resilient, and so it's great to see positive energy enter back into the city. It's great to see the Pistons play in the city for the first time in over 20 years, and so I see the future is bright for Detroit because Detroiters are always there. And as long as we have the people, everything else will be good.
You and I broadcast the last game in the Palace, and I'm wondering what you think the impact will be with the Pistons, as you just talked about, in their brand new building.
I think the impact would be great, but for fans. You know, when I was younger, I wanted to see the city. I wanted to see our team play. And I only lived a few miles from downtown, but about 30 or 40 miles from the Palace. And so I'm happy that the kids that supported the team, that dreams about being a Piston one day, I'm glad they finally get to go to a game. I'm glad that Detroit finally gets to really call the Pistons their own. What is it going to do? It's going to infuse positivity. And so hopefully for everyone, it's a positive environment.
Wasn't an innovation at all.
Celtics leading by 22. Here's Mr. Clutch. The kick out to Brown. Chris, you see some of the rookies coming into the league. They need to put on more weight. They need to build up a little bit.
Come on. Yeah, there you go. Ojale.
Came into the NBA.
Well, I was fortunate that I already had an NBA-type body, and so I really didn't need to try to bulk up for the NBA. You know, I really disagree that a lot of guys got to get stronger. Look at Kevin Durant. You know, we all know the famous story about how trainers laughed at him when he got to the league. the NBA is unique in that, do you have skill? Can you play? So, no, Curry doesn't need to put on 25
knock it down.
pounds of muscle. I think we've seen Durant doesn't need to put on 15 pounds of muscle. It's more about your game. It's more about your core and your balance. You'll pick up natural weight and natural strength as you go along. But how was your work ethic? Are you in the gym? Are you lifting? Are you working out? Are you getting stronger? That's great, but you don't have to necessarily try to become bigger and stronger. Just try to make sure you have game. That's most important.
And the Hornets making a change here. Beverly's checked in. To the middle. Here's Monk. Passes it to Ward. He feeds it to Lamb. Shot clock at 6. Here's Beverly. And the shot is long. Boston's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Boston.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, but an all-around dominant performance.
Oh my God! Wow.
Maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much
blew
them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so checking out the record for these guys tonight will mark win number 37 for them on the year.
And after dropping game 1 in this matchup, they managed to take the second of a 3-game season series. No question, that's a morale booster.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Mr. Clutch.
Well, anytime the offense ran through him, good things happened. His passing was awesome.
Wow,
Created a bunch of good looks for everyone else out there.
And it's the Hornets ball. Beverly wide open. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
Well, the defense had nothing to do with that turnover. They're just fortunate. That's just plain sloppy pass.
24 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. That's good from Beverly.
Well, in overtime, Beverly has established himself as just a defensive specialist, juggernaut, an absolute pest who plays his tail off on both ends of the floor.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Boston again missing. Now here's Lamb. He's covered by Brown. Here's Monk. Drains the three-pointer.
And you gotta love that three-point stroke of Monk. I mean, he's got such a high arcing shot there. It gives it a good chance to go from deep.
And
so we win our first game
this one
here tonight as we're about to go on to our second one.
And boy, they really...
Let's get it started.
If you have one more galaxy all white. No.
What, Mama? What?
DJ, fantastic game.
Thanks.
Listen, Kevin and the guys want to talk to you back at the studio. Right this way.
Let's do it.
Oh, I don't want to talk to these people. No offense. That was a long game, though.
Hey, what's up? It's Kenny here. You were just locked in from beyond the arc tonight. Can you tell us how you just were able to just drop so many three-pointers?
I'm good shooter.
Well, Kenny, it starts with the other players on the team. They do a great job of drawing the attention of the defenders and setting the screens, and it makes it easy for me to shoot. You know, and I almost feel bad when I miss threes because of how hard they work to create the looks. You know, they're really the ones that deserve the credit when our offense clicks in like it did tonight.
Great offensive management, but great shooting as well.
What?
Thank you.
One more.
How much longer is this going to take?
Leave me alone.
Tell me.
So as we continue here, we're on to our second game. We got to win. Not my best performance at all. I started awful. I almost got a double-double, which was crazy, but, you know, gotta play better next game. Let's go on. We're about to face off before the last game, before the All-Star break, I will be in the dunk contest and the All-Star game, most likely, hopefully.
DJ, you really shut them down out there with your effort. Your defensive ability has really surprised me.
Don't know why.
Well, does that bother you? If that part of your game has been overlooked?
Nah. Everybody, listen, I want people to overlook that, okay? Why warn people, okay? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna need y'all to turn off your cameras and your recorders, okay? I'm not quite ready for the scouting reports to catch up to me just yet. I don't want people knowing about my defensive prowess.
What? What did I just say? Defensive prowess? Dude. I did not choke him. No, I did not. I didn't choke him.
Yes, you did.
You guys don't listen. Nothing's going on. So, what a joke. Let's play.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Play. Hope to get a win here before the All-Star break. Big game.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan at the table.
Play. Here we go.
Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. Looking at Boston, they took a win in their last game against the Charlotte Hornets. And what really made that outcome a surprise was how lopsided it was.
Marcus Morris.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
I mean, you have to question their effort, Greg. They did a great job at penetrating and kicking out. The defense simply wasn't up to the task.
There it is, a three.
The opening
Got
line
it.
for Boston. Hayward outside at the 3 with Morris to his side at the 4. Kyrie Irving is out there with Mr. Clutch. And it's Horford in at the 5 down low.
And it's right back.
Some rookies are starting to hit that wall, the imaginary rookie wall. Doris, what can they do to power through it and continue?
You know, Kevin, I think this is where having the great leadership of veterans who understand what these young guys are going through, and then they help them, right? So they understand, one, nutrition becomes important. So that's part of the conversation. Getting the appropriate rest, right? You can't go burning the candle.
Get the second now.
And so much of a rookie's experience or a young guy's experience in the league is shaped by the veterans around them.
And there's a try to steal.
Now here's Moore. 14 points from him the last game against Atlanta. Sinks the triple.
And guys, this is what you like to see early on, gaining a little confidence from range.
Right, you like the mindset so far, Greg. If you give them room to drain it, they'll do just that.
Don't know why I shot that. I meant to shoot a jump shot.
That's where they want to
go for a layup again.
They can tolerate a few misses as long as he gets his touches inside.
And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. That is his first foul of the game. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Right. I mean, that's solid defense. At the very least, you
there we
see
go.
them muck it up and make things difficult.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, just a matter of he needs to be there a split second earlier. Not much room for error when you're setting a screen.
There's Mr. Clutch. He picked up 36 points in their last win against Charlotte.
There's a jump shot. Got it.
Physicality was crucial, too. You know, he kept the defense on their toes and repeatedly got to the free throw line. Boy, hitting for good percentage here in the first quarter.
Guys, I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
What are you doing?
We don't want the I'm back, guys. Just back from my back.
Team off on the right foot.
Shot right when I get back. Take a shot and a foul.
Going to put Serge Ibaka on the line. That one on Horford.
And Serge Ibaka, remember, it was a first-team all-defense selection. But over time, I think he's become more of a scoring-minded player, and I think that's affected his impact defensively.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 6. The kick out to Irving. Pocket 4. Here's Mr. Clutch.
The 3.
And the 3 off target. Indiana's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Cephalosha kicks to Turner. Rose passes to Turner.
Decent time at that time.
Ibaka dishes to Rose. Here's the floater. Morris with the block.
And a rare block shot from Morris. And anticipates the move and just times it out perfectly.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Celtics trail by 3. Here's Mr. Clutch.
Hayward a 3. Nope.
Kept alive. There's the 3.
Pat for 3. No.
And no good that time. For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And here's Cephalosha for 3. Yes.
Cephalosha knocks down
with
3.
the assist that time. Cephalosha's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively.
Oh, blocked.
Sure.
And he's able to get it back. Irving kicks to Horford. Horford sets a screen for Hayward. Second chance shot.
Blocked again.
His inconsistency not helping their cause at all.
Rose double teamed. Here's Moore. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Moore's got 5 points so far.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
And to me, that's all about the body control, right, Greg? I mean, he does such a stellar job sizing up his man and drains it despite having the size on him.
Boston, no good that time either.
Well, there's no consistency from the field in this quarter. We'll see if he can get his shot going.
Cephalosha misses.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
In the corner, it's Morris.
Morris a 3. Got it.
The trifecta. Morris has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Now, Gordon Hayward has turned himself into a remarkable leader. This guy always willing to distribute the basketball.
Moore with the bucket.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Looking to end his cold spell.
Foul.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. The Celtics have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Free throw good for Mr. Clutch. The Pacers making a switch here. Adams checked in. And he makes both free throws.
Well, Brad Stevens started his own preseason coaching summit in Boston. This guy is clearly dedicated to his craft. He's dedicated to learning from his peers. He is always watching games from every different angle to try to learn.
Now, here is Ibaka. This game he had 10 points. Cephalosha kicks to Rose. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty.
And right from the start,
there we go. Marcus Morris off the assist from Mr. Clutch.
50-50 balls also going their way. And the thing about Morris, doesn't have the big vertical, but tenacious once he gets around the rim.
Rose against Irving. Screen by Ibaka. Now here is Cephalosha. Tight defense on him. Connects from 3-point range. Moore's got 11. And rumor has it Brad Stevens used to keep a pad of paper for every TV in the house to sketch plays that he saw in games.
Well, those were the old days. Now he can just text an assistant with the game and timestamp, and then he reviews a marathon edit of plays for things he
nice
can
pass
use.
there.
Oh, the beauty of technology. Well, that's not exactly the most solid screen you'll see, but it still works.
Rose against Irving. Rose passes to Adams. And no good that time. And the Celtics going the other way now. They went to Indiana for their last meeting with the Pacers and came out with a win.
There's a 3. Got it.
Their perimeter shooting really helped to kind of keep the crowd
and
out
the
of
lead is cut to 2
I completely agree. They completely took the crowd out of it. They were scorching hot from the perimeter all night long.
Here's Ibaka. Rebounded by the Celtics.
Maybe not that time, but he'll hit more than his share if he's left open.
Mr. Clutch, the
again, nice pass. Horford's right there.
This game is all even.
Well, solid body control from Al Horford. This is a big guy who's great at cashing in down low.
Rose kicks to Cephalosha. Leaps for it. Stolen away. A solo fast break. Here's Mr. Clutch.
And I'll throw it out.
Down the breakaway slam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover.
And we have the lead.
Big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he
blocked
shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Down low.
Nice pass. Horford right there. Can't
Horford, no
finish.
up.
Yeah, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to
And I got
change
a call
his
for a
release.
foul.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Mr. Clutch. The Pacers have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. On the court for the Celtics. Hayward out there with Tatum. Then there's Smart. And it's Mr. Clutch. And it's Yabusele in its center.
Well, you love Serge Ibaka's shot selection, especially inside where he's so efficient.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin.
Tatum knocks it down.
Clutch in their last game against the Hornets was phenomenal. He finished with 36 points, and the basket must have looked huge to him. He made 3 after 3 to pile up the points. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
Okay, David, no doubt he'll have the defense focused on him here after that stunning game last time out.
You better believe it. He'll be looking at double team, guys up in his jersey all game long.
I think that's the way this guy likes it. He wants it.
There we go. There's Yabusele
More
again.
determined to show what a force he can be.
Indiana's gone 6 of 8 on 3-pointers in the game, an outstanding 75% mark. Half to Leaf. Back to Rose. In the corner, Cephalosha with it. And it's off from 3-point range. The Celtics have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second, 5 of 10. Over to the left wing.
There's a 3.
And the
Got
Celtics
it.
hit again from deep.
How about that floor awareness there from Tatum? It does a good job of scanning the court and getting the ball to
And we're up by 4.
And the Pacers still looking for their first NBA title, but 3 titles, as we know, for the franchise in their ABA days.
How about in 9 seasons with the ABA, they made the finals 5 times. Now, granted, there were only about 10 teams in the league, but that's still pretty impressive.
For Indiana, they come into this one following a loss to the Hawks.
Yeah, got into foul trouble and really played out of
And there's Turner, and he'll go on. That's Turner Tatum.
You really have to think they beat themselves out there, right? You can't be fouling another team like that consistently, and that's just asking to get beat.
And Doris, you've spoken in the past about the art form of drawing a foul.
I like it also, yes.
Who are some of the best players that you've seen in executing that?
Well, I think the preeminent guy at this point would have to be James Harden, right? And this guy specializes in the and 1, the 3-shot opportunities from 3. And listen, that is part of the game, and we do not want to take that aspect away, right? Because and 1s have always been a part of the game. What we need to evaluate is at what point does a shot attempt
Indiana
versus those guys who are throwing themselves, or in James Harden's case, sometimes grabbing the arm of the defender and creating a foul where none existed before.
He's been very clever in perfecting that, and I give him credit because he has taken what's given and really exploited it.
It might become known if they make a change as the Harden rule.
It probably will be. Cephalosha's shot is good.
Well, Kevin, no one's ever questioned his court vision. Rose playing unselfish basketball, being the leader
what the hell?
Needs him to be.
Poke loose. Here's Mr. Clutch, covered by Cephalosha. Here's Mr. Clutch. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Leafs got 3 rebounds now in this one. 14 feet away. Shot is good off the bat.
And the Pacers will take the lead.
Cephalosha's got 10 points.
Well, I'll tell you, he's been a go-to guy for them as they've taken this lead, and he keeps coming.
Here's Mr. Clutch.
Jump shot. No.
And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for Boston. Al Horford is checked in for Yabusele. Here's Mr. Clutch, covered by Cephalosha.
Gordon Hayward for 3.
It's good from long range. Hayward's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, Gordon Hayward will find his rhythm.
Timeout, Pacers.
You allow him to catch and shoot.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Boy, oh boy, has Gordon Hayward turned himself into a complete offensive player? His offense has grown every single year. There's no question you want the ball in this guy's hands.
Screen by Ibaka. Right side Rose. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Rebound by the Celtics. And Hayward has packed on the muscle. Doris, you've seen it. He's a dangerous finisher inside.
You're right, Kev.
Tatum 3. Got it.
And he's got tremendous touch. This guy can make something out of nothing.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
To the inside, and it's out of bounds. The
Celtics ball.
The other way.
And a moment to see numbers for Mr. Clutch. Averaging 39 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. All around brilliance for him lately. And guys, he's really taken his play to another level.
Don't you get the sense, Greg, that the confidence is building game by game, and he's starting
to
put
that's
up the numbers
blocked.
to back it up.
Here's Leaf, ended by Hayward.
Really, Cephalosha? Y'all got tape out there?
Cephalosha kicks to Rose.
And
so
one.
The whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Boy, what a roller coaster career it has been for Derrick Rose. One-time league MVP, now just trying to fit in with the rest of his guys. This is not an easy transition.
That takes me to halftime.
First half comes
another pretty bad start
We've got
for
a
me.
close game.
Kevin, thank you. Hey, you have done a really good job finding other guys and creating for yourself. What are you seeing out there that allows you to do that?
You know, a lot of it is just seeing what's available when we come down the floor and just, you know, making a decision from there. You know, I want to be able to punish them if they give me too much space, but, you know, as soon as they start focusing on me, then I can get the ball to an open man, and the team has done a great job of finishing the play so far, DA.
Trust is so big in this league. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. What can you say, Mr. Clutch? An impressive effort here today.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was dynamite from beyond.
And I think, Greg, the key was the team was looking for him, right? They knew they had a hot hand, and they just kept going to it.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor.
Well, I should have 5. That was red. Okay. Nah, I curious that for some reason. Come on,
and the first one at the line is
first.
And early on, Serge Ibaka known for his shot blocking, doors, and rebounding.
And you have to admire, Kev, that the guy put in work to become a better offensive player. First he mastered the mid-range, then he stretched his range out to the three-point line. He's become a player you have got to guard as a perimeter scorer.
There's Mr. Clutch. Free throw line jump shot.
Jump shot. Got it.
It's a big high bounce and goes in. Mr. Clutch has got 18 points.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Well, there's no doubt this guy's on a hot streak right now. That's why he keeps getting the ball in this one. They're like, hey, we're going to feed the hot hand.
About 1 minute played here in the second half. For the lead.
That foul, I know.
Clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Miles' turn. Or something that's become popular, debating whether a player is a star or a superstar. To you,
knocked out a second.
What's the major difference between those 2 thoughts?
To me, the biggest difference between star and superstar are those guys who are willing to absorb the label on a night. Can't disappear on a February night in the middle of the grind pre-All-Star break. Greatness requires you to come with it every single
Jump
night.
shot.
They don't
No,
care
too
about the
strong.
conversation about them. They're bulletproof in some ways, very thick skin.
Very Kobe-like attribute you just referenced.
Very good comparison. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
No good from Mr. Clutch. Indiana gotten off 12 shots from beyond the arc tonight, hitting 7 of them. That's no good. He's shooting 5 of 10 for the night.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Yeah, that's a surprising miss, Greg. I have a feeling if they get that shot again, they'll knock it down next time.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
Good shot there from Mr. Clutch.
Irving against Rose. Turner with a screen on Irving. Kick out to Moore.
Moore for 2.
It's
Got
good.
it.
This time the assist from Rose. Moore's got 18 points.
Guys, listen, the defense was totally invisible on that three-point attempt. Nobody even in his zip code.
A three
Yeah.
from Morris. Hits it from three-point range. And the Celtics lead by 1.
Talk about stretching out a defense. He's been unstoppable tonight.
I'll tell you, he's nailed everything in sight, and how efficient he has been from outside the arc.
And there's the pass to Mr. Clutch. The Celtics working the ball around now.
There's a 3.
And
Got
the
it.
Celtics hit again from deep.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Rose with the ball. He's picked up by Irving. And now Irving pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Here's Horford. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, if you give him the opportunity, Al Horford will seek contact. He wants to get to the line.
What?
And Doris, as great as Al Horford is as a player, he might be even a better leader.
Well, he's a pro's pro. Al Horford is a guy
Where?
who entered the league with
Oh,
great habits
that's
and great
right.
skill. More than anything to me, though,
Blue. I'll
it's his
see blue.
poise and calm demeanor under pressure that gives his teammates a ton of confidence.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first.
Hey, guys, you know, you never run out of things that you can improve upon.
I think, Greg, it's important to keep that hunger, right? You're always striving to get better and to change things up.
Tatum, he's checked in for the
Oh,
Celtics.
come on.
Terry Rozier comes in for Irving.
I gotta stuff some other stuff in there.
On the wing, Cephalosha. Defended by Hayward. Great open look there. Moore's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Pacers. Boston trailing. In the corner, it's Hayward. Pass to Mr. Clutch.
3 again. No.
Here's Tatum.
Tatum's
Laid in
right
with
there,
a nice
though.
touch off the glass. Tatum's got 11.
Yeah, Tatum does not give up on the backboard. Outstanding timing in terms of when to leap for those offensive rebounds.
And Moore kicks to Ibaka. Over Morris. That one wide left. Boston's gone
Rather
into
wide
the
open.
three-point range 4 times.
There it
since
is.
halftime and
Got it.
2 of them. And the 3 ball is good.
Boy, what has gotten into him? He's taken his game to an unreal level this quarter.
Rose kicks to Ibaka. And
Come on, man.
score 1 more at the free throw line.
Stop
Boy,
fouling.
remarkable strength with Ibaka, right? Fends off whatever the defense throws his way, converts through contact. That's nice.
Leaf checked in for Thabo Cephalosha. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Morris. So the wing on the left. Mr. Clutch offline with his 3.
Boy, what a tough night. Imagine what their lead would be if he were having a better night from the field.
No good from Moore. The Celtics with the lead.
I don't know why he won't
Passes
pass
it to
me.
Rozier. Here's Mr. Clutch. 28 points for him. Now the dish to Morris. Moore with the steal. Out to Ibaka. Takes a 3. Sinks the triple. Ibaka's got 11 points in the quarter.
You love how Ibaka goes right up with the shot. Doesn't hesitate for a second off the catch.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Morris, as we know, you were born in New York, grew up in New Jersey, lots of basketball talent in those areas. Who are some local players who influenced you early on?
Well, 1983 is the year the Philadelphia 76ers won the NBA championship, and that team was the epitome of cool, Kevin, right? You had the masterful Doctor, the power of Moses Malone, but you know who I tried to do? Mo Cheeks.
No kidding.
Yeah, the steady, heady point guard who could make big shots and come up with a timely steal. I couldn't be the Doctor. I couldn't fly like the Doc, so Mo Cheeks is my guy.
Misses the three. Indiana has gone 4 of 6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, I think this is where they'd like to see Patrick Patterson be effective, get his points in tight, make nice, efficient moves to the rim.
The pass to Mr. Clutch. He dishes it to Well. Over to the wing. To the right side. There's Mr. Clutch. 30 points in the game. And it's Rozier missing.
Jeez, maybe he was trying to show off or something right there.
Whatever he was trying to do, that's not his best look. He can get a better one.
Now here's Rose. He has been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game. The Celtics have gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Here's Mr.
I throw it down.
Goes in for the dunk.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there.
What are you doing?
Too many of those.
Why are you taking
that? Game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Yeah, with the score this tight, someone has to come over and take the charge, or at least contest the shot.
Here's Leaf. A three-pointer off the mark.
Just enough coverage to bother.
As Rozier, no.
They grabbed their own miss. Tatum.
Tatum with a stupid-looking shot there.
For Indiana, they've gone 7 for 16 in the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. No good on the triple. The Celtics shooting pretty good tonight at 48%.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to
open.
Celtics passing it around. No good from Mr. Clutch.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Yeah, I just cannot score
There's a
tonight.
whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch.
That'll be his third foul so far.
I mean, with 7 minutes left, would have game tied.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. On the court right now for the Celtics. Tatum out there with Horford, and it's Hayward, and it's Mr. Clutch, and it's Irving.
Again, no, I missed.
That one misses.
And fought hard to make his way to the rim, but give the D credit, did just enough to force him to clank.
Tatum will throw it down.
Slam dunk by Tatum.
Yeah, and when Tatum is scoring this efficiently, it can almost be like an avalanche. He can completely overwhelm defenses with his versatility offensively. Oh, he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. The Pacers making a switch here. Moore's checked in. Boston also with the sub. Moore's is checked in. Mr. Clutch, the pass.
There's Horford late. Misses a layup.
Adams, some nice D. Indiana leading. And here's Moore outside. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Tavo Cephalosha has checked in for the Pacers. For Boston, they've gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. It's stolen by Adams.
Really bad.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's Moore. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Moore's got 23 points.
And in a game this tight, a few plays either way can start to turn the tide.
No, exactly. When it's this close, both teams are fighting hard.
Their basket on the line.
That's good for Mr. Clutch.
Make both.
Good for Mr. Clutch.
1-point game.
Well, he's just been so consistent, right? I mean, every time he's gotten to the stripe, he's delivered. This is great stuff.
Rose kicks to Adams. Rose against Irving. Dishes it to Cephalosha. There's the triple.
Cephalosha. No.
And Irving pulls it down.
Well, he had the defense's attention, dropping 2 threes.
Marcus Morris throws it down.
And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Kicks it to Cephalosha. Adams in the high post. Moore outside, launches it, and Boston with the rebound. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That'll be the first of 2 straight.
There it is, knocks it down.
For Mr. Clutch.
And Irving really showing great strides and improving.
37 now for Mr. Clutch.
Wanting to be a more effective floor general.
Screen by Adams. And Moore kicks to Cephalosha. They set the pick. Clock at 4.
Nice defense, but Adams tips it in.
Listen, we know Steven Adams is one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA. You've got to have great awareness about him on the glass.
May about to get blocked by Adams.
Sends it back. Here's Rose. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Rose has got the game tied up here for the Pacers.
Well, that's about effort, carving space for the interior look. And one attribute we'll always talk about with Rose is the heart that he plays with.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Rose with the ball. He's picked up by Irving. To Sabonis, shoots the 3, gets the 3-pointer to fall. And now it's a 3-point Pacer lead.
Not shot from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. The short rest very important. One of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team, while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push. Serge Ibaka is checked in for Domantas Sabonis. Celtics trail by 3. Feeds it to Irving. Nice ball movement by Boston.
Kyrie a 3. Got it.
3-point range. Irving's got 10 points here in the second half.
You know, what you love about Kyrie is that he's always prepared to shoot when he is roaming in space.
Cephalosha kicks to Adams. And Rose.
Wide open as Rose, but he misses.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Nice touch by
that was definitely Celtics ball.
Off the inbound. The putback. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle.
Traveling violation.
Boy, and on a night where he's been so smart handling the ball, that's his first big mistake.
Pass to Mr. Clutch.
And nope, continues.
To Hayward.
Hayward for 3.
Nope. It's rebounded by Indiana. Adams has got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
And gotta like what they've been doing
foul
in the post.
Well, let's remember, Serge Ibaka is a defensive presence. This guy, an elite shot blocker early in his career, and he is now a capable scorer from just about anywhere.
And he makes both free throws. Well, Doris, beside what he brings to a team on the court, Steven Adams also helps the team in the locker room with his presence.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Made the basket, get fouled.
Steven Adams interacts with both the press and his teammates. He's a very personable guy. There's a sharp wit to him that can help ease tension within a team, or sometimes, if necessary,
knocked down a second. 39 points for Mr. Clutch.
Really getting after the defense since the break. He's so hard to keep off the line when he pushes the action.
Moore dishes to Adams. Ibaka drawing the double team. And Adams with the slam.
Wow, Steven Adams continuing to evolve. How about the clutch delivery?
Here's Mr. Clutch. Here's Horford.
Horford lays it in.
Post, it goes.
This guy is always poised, always ready to deliver. Doesn't matter how tense the game is.
From deep, Moore. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Big stakes, big bucket. Ibaka showing he has the mettle to rise to the challenge.
Here's Mr. Clutch.
They get a basket to lay it in.
Mr. Clutch has got 41.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
Right, you love the aggressiveness. This guy is willing to take over at the key opportunities.
Here's Rose. The shot will not fall. Great D that time from Irving. Pass to Mr. Clutch. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. There's 1:38 left to play in the final quarter. The feed to Morris. Hayward outside. Just 5 on the clock. No good from Mr. Clutch.
He does everything right except drain the shot.
Rose against Irving. Rose passes to Ibaka. And Moore kicks to Rose. Over Irving. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist from Moore. And that's now 7 points for Rose.
And Derrick Rose accustomed to carrying a team offensively, taking and making big shots down the stretch. Nothing new.
Made a basket again.
And he's just putting the team on his back when he's needed most.
Don't you just love to see that confidence when taking these big shots?
Moore outside. Back to Rose. Over Irving. And he overshot that one, missing. Here's the Celtics with the ball. Hayward passes to Mr. Clutch. To take the lead. Misses at the rim. On the bases with possession here. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Irving against Rose. Off wide. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
No. And we're headed to overtime.
Well, if you love great competition and neck-to-neck
You gotta do better
basketball
here.
action, this one has been a great one. Overtime number 1. Getting going right now. And so off the tip, it's Boston. So they have the first opportunity on offense right here as we begin overtime.
Me throwing it down.
Ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Pacers. Ejuan Moore is out there with Rose. And then there's Steven Adams. And it's Thabo Sefolosha. And it's Ibaka in at the power forward. Rose against Irving. On the wing. Yes, that goes in.
Listen, Derrick Rose is not a pure shooter, but when he's in rhythm, he can really get it going.
Irving passes to Mr. Clutch. Out to Hayward. Fires the 3. Offensive rebound. Morris. It's good.
Marcus Morris.
Got 20 points.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Wow. And here's the break. Here's Mr. Clutch.
Made a basket, laid in.
Mr. Clutch has got 47 points.
Boy, they have leaned on this guy to carry their offense today, and he has come through with flying colors.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end.
Kyrie lays it in.
Irving, good.
You have
to find a way to contest Kyrie at the rim. I know it's hard because he finishes with either hand, but you got to check him.
Here's Rose.
Rose makes
back
it.
of the rim. Celtics leading by 6. For the finish.
And I throw it down.
He's off the fast break with a monster slam.
And racing up the court, you have a number of options and a great decision there.
I love how he took the initiative, right? He took charge of the opportunity and made the right decision.
It's it alive.
Adams tips it
on the
in.
follow.
That's just sheer determination on the offensive glass, beating everyone to the spot for the tip-in.
Around 2 minutes into overtime now. It's been a good one.
Aww.
No good from Mr. Clutch.
And this is really good defensive pressure, whether he gets the block or not.
No, Greg, you're absolutely right. This is strong defense. It's about making the shooter feel uneasy, and that's what he did.
And Rose wants that leadership position. When the team needs a big bucket, he is ready and willing.
We're in overtime. If you just joined us, 2.5 minutes through it. Here's Horford.
Got it.
Bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. And the Celtics lead by 6.
Good job working the in-between area.
Yeah, I think if the defense is going to give that to him, he's got to take the opportunity. He uses his size and high release point on the jumper.
Here's Mr. Clutch.
And I throw it down again.
With a two-handed dunk.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, but if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
And really the defense fouling there to just prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
They need those free throws to go down. They're definitely within striking distance.
I get fouled.
2 free throws, drew contact on the shot. Good on the first, and that makes it
Knocks
a
down the first.
7-point lead. And
Knocks down a
both
second.
free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. The Pacers have gone 3 for 5 for their shot since we got started here in overtime. And it's Rose penetrating with D by Irving. There's Mr. Clutch. Here's Horford. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
I just like the leadership of Al Horford. This is a
Knocks out first.
player.
And we went in the second overtime. The hell? How did we get in the second overtime? That's weird. Well, we won. That's good.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by for time.
Thank you, Kevin. Congrats on the win. Now, you got it going offensively. How did you create looks for yourself against the defense?
Thanks so much. I tried to find the spaces and the gaps that they may be slow to cover. So when we have the ball moving around like the team did today, it's easy to stay in a rhythm and see plenty of shots. And tonight I was able to convert.
The ball really was moving. Congrats on the win. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again.
Oh, well, phenomenal shooting out there, Rook.
Thanks, man.
Man, they might even put you in the three-point contest this year.
Yeah, you know, it's all about that follow.
The jumper was phenomenal. Yo, you keep shooting like that and someone might give you that Steph Curry money, son.
Hey, you talking about that bad ankles version of Steph or that current version? Because you know I want that current version money.
You know I'm talking about the current version. All you got to do is just hit 4 3-pointers a game for like 5 years while converting at a stupid high percentage. Man, you keep shooting like that, your jumper will be so wet you'll be able to irrigate farmland with it.
Hey, DJ, nice shooting out there. All right, but don't force it, all right? You can shoot open threes all day. But if it's pull up and you got guys hanging on, then you move it. I don't need you to be a hero just yet.
Got it, coach.
As a coach, I got to tell you these things. As a fan, that was fun to watch.
Thanks, coach.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, coach.
How you guys doing?
Asshole. Come on, Chevy. Brian. It took a while. A whole lot of Smith. You started out, but it is not ready for the commercial. Do I need to bring anything? Just come over to the practice facility. Nice. Well, I'm gonna end my video here. I gotta go to a press conference. Thanks for joining me. I will be back most likely Saturday with the All-Star break, the All-Star game, and the 3-point and the dunk contest. Thanks for joining me. Good night. Peace from Pat Buckets.